Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's weekly Town Hall meeting, April 17th, 2023. Today's agenda is projects and development updates, documentation updates, and collaboration. Robinson, can you please start us off with projects and development updates?
Thank you, Kelly. So we have some updates regarding our engineering performance for the Q1 of 2023. So we've been, as everybody know, we've been actively doing our metrics using the DORA project and its recommendations, essentially a DevOps first approach. And we've been over a period of last 6 months or so, we've been trying to increase our productivity, and one of the items, one of the core areas of our focus was increasing the number of releases. The theory was that it will help us to push more frequent updates to end users. And for this objective, we have been aggressively working with the entire team members at various levels. So we had sessions at organizational level, and then team, and even individual sessions were done to ensure that we increase the number of releases across various projects. And as a result, we have successfully done multiple releases across our product suite. That's Next and various supporting libraries, and as well as obviously the core blockchain library. We have been able to increase the number of releases. So the result is pretty positive, and other improvements that we did, especially in the last 3 to 4 months, is that we've increased automation at various levels, QA deployments, and the CI/CD process. We have increased automation in all possible areas, and the QA team has introduced new tools like Nimpal, which increases productivity, and the time required to run regression tests have come down from something like 3-4 days to few hours. So this is like gist of some of the process improvements over last 3 months. But at the same time, it's important to note that the overall number of commits and PRs, etc., was lower due to the fact that the products that we were actively working on, like the blockchain and the Next, both were entering maintenance phase, and then we were also working on R&D on Peerplays 2, and we were in the design phase for Together, etc. So even with the reduced number of commits, etc., we can see that the releases that our core objective that has improved. So it's a very good indication of our future progress. So let's go to the next slide. So I also have detailed reports across multiple areas. So the overall metrics looks like this. This is the first one. The change lead time has it is reduced. So this is because, or rather increased. The time has increased. So what has happened is, as I said, the number of products in active development has gone down. So that's why this metric that's why this metric is not looking great. But at the same time, the number of deployments that we have, it is increased by 27%. And also the throughput per developer that has gone down compared to the previous quarter, that has gone down by around 25%. So these are not alarmed by this at all, because now that we have other products entering active development, this will increase. And now, even with this lesser throughput per developer, we can see that the deployments has increased, which is our core objective after all. And in terms of number of failure rate, it has increased. Again, it is what it is showing is that the number of hot fixes we had gone up. That's a direct. Uh, it is like the more deployments you have, the more failures that will have. So eventually, we will have to reduce the failure rate. But I think at this point of time, it is just an indication that we've managed to increase the number of deployments. So this 57% increase from the previous quarter. It is essentially showing that we just had two or three hot fixes. So it is, even though the number looks scary, it is not a huge failure of any sort as such. So this highlight across the four important metrics that we're tracking. Let's go to the next slide for fine-grained details. Now, the change lead time, as I said, the time to uh, complete the individual features that has gone up. So there's an increase of around 10 days compared to the previous quarter. And the development time is also it has increased from 11 days to around 18 days. So going forward, now that we're entering active development of other products, we have to focus on this aspect. So the all the development team members, let's at this point, this is fine, but I would say starting from next week, where we will have together and Peerplays to an active development, we have to work towards improving this. In the next quarter, uh, this should be much better. But at the same time, we can also see that the review time, which was our one of the core problems that we had, the review times were quite higher. We have reduced it, and also the release time, which is getting improved. It's like over a period of time, there are improvements. So overall, this even though there is a slowness indicated uh, because of the other two aspects like the review and the release time increasing, this is in line with our improvement in process like more automation, improvement in QA, etc., etc. So I hope in the next quarter we can catch up and beat what we have in Q1 2023. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Releases, as I said, we have increased the releases by around 27 percentages. So we had 32 deployments in Q1 across all the products that we have, products, libraries, etc. etc. Please go to the next slide. The quality metric, we have, so we actually have two hot fixes. This is against the next. And as per the industry standard, we are still in the healthy range. So that's the gist of our Q1 in terms of engineering metrics. Let's go to the next slide. So this is our engineering expectations for the next quarter. So it has to be Q2. It's not Q3, but it should be Q2. So Q2 of 2023. We are actively getting into the development of together, and on Peerplays 2 also we'll be moving from a research mode into a active development mode. So and continuing to increase our deployment frequency. So this should ideally increase the number of MRs per developer uh, and obviously the throughput as well. Now, I think the number of quality related failures or the change failure rate, I think this is going to increase because both Peerplays 2 and together are in the early stages of development, and if we are planning to have, let's say, weekly releases, the quality numbers are going to show higher CFRs. So I think that's one expectation. So we are all set for a better results in the Q2. let's make sure that all these reports looks better and our engineering productivity reaches to a level what we can achieve. Okay, let's go to the next slide for individual product updates. On the legacy Peerplays code base, we're kind of in a waiting mode because our the only pending item right now is verifying against the Bitcoin mainnet using Glib Bitcoin, and we had issues with syncing with the Bitcoin mainnet, and we kind of uh, blocked at this point. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to address this sometime this week. At the same time, we also have active QA happening, and there are a couple of bugs reported against the alpha release. So we also have to work on that this week. So there's no major updates apart from this on the legacy code base. On the Paperless 2 side, so what we're currently working as I had indicated previous week, we are increasing the test coverage and now trying to integrate this with our uh, CI/CD. That work is actively in progress, and we are trying to move this project from a kind of a research one into an active software development project, and the testing from the DApp side has resulted in a couple of bug reports, and we are working on that as well. So one of the developers is on vacation, so there's not much update on this substrate update which we're working on. So hopefully next week we'll resume work on that as well. Okay, let's go to the next slide for next updates. So the next the last item that's pending is verification of Ethereum Suns. So what we are uh, now this is also we also wanted to verify the Bitcoin related functionality. So what we're doing at this time while we are waiting for the Bitcoin mainnet to be synced and available, we have decided to test against the Ethereum testnets, Sepolia. So what we've done is we've connected the latest code base with Sepolia testnet and trying to verify. So this is being actively pursued at this point. So that's a major new upcoming feature from the next. And next slide. Let's go to the next slide. The last update is on Together. So we have our pre kickoff meeting for this project, and we are hoping to, and we are also trying to identify a UI design firm. I think we have already almost shortlisted one of the companies, and the user stories are in progress. So we had an initial meeting with various stakeholders and developers to give an initial idea about how this project is going to look like, and we're planning to kickstart the project this week. Uh, so in general, we expect this to be a DApp helping to onboard large number of users to the new Paperless 2.2 platform. In the upcoming weeks, we will have more details on the project. And in addition to this, we also had small updates where we're trying to set up a public testnet. And at this point, we have Suns are getting set up on the same, and we are also having minor updates on the Python libraries. So that's the updates from the development team. Thank you.
Thank you, Robinson. Sean, documentation update, please.
Hello, everyone. So this week in documentation updates, we have our Ethereum Suns install guide is coming along, and that is nearing completion. Then we have our risk register, which is upcoming. For our Together app MVP, the official project kickoff is this coming Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that. spending some time preparing, doing some research and some experimenting to um, uncover some of the most unknown parts of this project and get some clearer understanding before our kickoff on Wednesday so we can hit the ground running. Um, and also, work continues with PeerView with GBC. So thank you. That is my update for this week.
Thank you, Sean. Jonathan, collaboration update, please.
Good day, everybody. These are the collaboration updates for Peerplays this week. So in the standards category, we have the Government Blockchain Association. We had a meeting with them last week contributing to their work group in relation to decentralized ID that's going into the blockchain maturity model. This hopefully will be something that is utilized by various government agencies and companies around the world. And of course, with Peerplays contributing to that, we'll have a place in there. So pretty exciting stuff. In the community sector, there's the Avalon Meta with the Scenes community platform. We got some updates on that thanks to Vlad's efforts. And we also are kicking off with the work with integrating with Peerplays. That is well underway now. There's some other news in relation to Avalon Meta. We are talking about having an even tighter integration with them. Yeah, there will be more details on that in the future. Right now, still in talks, but it's very exciting stuff nonetheless. So in the dedicated team updates, last week was our last day for Mo, who was a copywriter with Peerplays for quite some time. So Mo's been moved on to other projects. And regardless of that, because of the change in our overall strategy and the way that we're approaching the market, this doesn't impact the team's ability to be able to communicate effectively what we need for Peerplays. So this doesn't. We won't be looking for another copywriter, which is what that means. So those are the updates for Peerplays this week.
Thank you, Jonathan. Okay, questions, comments, thoughts. I've had 3 questions that came in from the community, so I'll start off with those. The first question, Jonathan, these would be for you. Is there someone in charge of reporting DEX usage stats, and what are the reasons it has low to no usage?
Okay, so there isn't anyone in charge of reporting DEX usage stats, being decentralized and all. But there are numerous theories as to the reasons for usage being low. You ask different people, you'll get different answers. Some would say the launch introduction of the new interface was not executed well enough to be able to garner the usage that was expected. Others might say the new interface itself needs more work. Maybe it needs some additional features. Or you could say it's because PPY holders themselves aren't placing enough orders to drive added usage. So, you ask different people, you get different answers. They're all theories, but I think, however, all big things begin small. So the fact that this just got introduced, is part of that. I think that there's many more opportunities ahead for Peerplays to show people how to use the DEX with additional materials. That's certainly something that could follow, as well as additional features that may drive fundamental demand. Like what Bob and Sim was saying earlier about Together. But there's also the possibility of driving demand for certain types of trading pairs within the crypto space that could be interest to different communities. For example, we know that some people in the Peerplays community are also quite active in the Hive blockchain. So Hive community is, of course, all about content. And so if they wanted to see more liquidity, they could download and run DexBot. That's another tool that's available in Peerplays. You can download that from the GitHub or the GitLab and run it on your desktop and simply set up a bot to trade Hive to PPY and Bitcoin to PPY pairs. And then simply post a how-to on Hive blockchain showing people how they can now trade Hive for Bitcoin or Bitcoin for Hive in a completely decentralized exchange using the swap function that's available in Peerplays DEX. So, right now, rather than having to trust their crypto in someone else's hands the way all the others work, they gain on-chain decentralized exchange through the Peerplays DEX that operates just as fast as Hive. So that's certainly going to be up to snuff for the type of experience that they expect. So to me, that's just one example of what some community members could do today to build more usage if that's what they're looking for. So yeah, those are.
Thank you. Second question. Why should someone buy PPY right now?
I guess that dovetails off of what I just said, but there's a couple of reasons. So right now we have three very exciting fronts that are going on. First, we're about to have Ethereum Suns introduced to the Peerplays core. Bomson gave the update on that. This is going to open a whole new world of pairs that will be available in the DEX, which then lends to better liquidity for PPY overall. Getting familiar with that now will give anyone an edge on how to best use it before that time comes. I think I just gave a tip on how they could do that using DexBot. Second, we have the development of the new Peerplays substrate smart contract layer, what Bomson likes to refer to in our project terms as Peerplays 2. That will support smart contracts in Peerplays and join the Dotsama ecosystem of chains. Dotsama refers to both Polkadot and Kusama, as well as all other substrate, other types of substrate chains. So that's going to also open up where PPY is going to be useful. Thirdly, but certainly not last, as Bomson was talking about, there's development of the Together dApp, which is a unique application that will incorporate blockchain, some elements of AI, the handshake capabilities that we talk about in our vision to support building local communities. We have been working on the concept for some time now and seen increasing demand for what this dApp can do in the marketplace. To be clear, though, this is a dApp that's not focused in crypto. It's a market-focused type of dApp. So it's a much broader application. So for those who are paying attention to what's going on in Peerplays, this is another reason why someone would want to buy PPY right now. So that's about it.
And what products are coming next?
So the next products are the Together dApp, which is something that we're focused on now as part of the evolution of Peerplays. So Bobinson's mentioned that as well as Sean in regards to the kickoff happening this week. So that's what we anticipate coming up next, first and foremost. And everybody here is very excited about it. So look out for that.
Awesome. Okay, that concludes today's weekly town hall meeting, April 17th, 2023. Thank you all so much for joining and have a great week.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.